Przed Państwem Ekspres Losy. W ekspresowym tempie ekspresowo uśmiecha się los. O, jak pięknie lecą worki z kasą, kiedy czermany w oko wpadają. A tobie co przyniesie los? Grajcie i wygrywajcie w punktach Lotto. Ekspres Losy, co za sztosy!
Hello everyone and welcome to the last and most important day of the EUROSAF Inclusive European Championship in the Hansa 303 class. On Thursdays, the riders competed their single-handed category and now they're racing as two-person crews. Today, unfortunately, we have some light rain and some clouds, but hopefully that will pass soon and we'll get some great racing in. The sailors are already on the water, so back to the studio.
Hello and welcome in yet another live broadcast studio LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days. My name is Piotr Kula and together with me, special guest, co-commentator, silver Olympic medalist from Tokyo, Agnieszka Skrzypulec, Szota. Hello Agnieszka.
Welcome.
Agnieszka is Olympic medalist from 470. Yesterday we had 470 Junior World Championships final races together with Maja Autenried. We were commentating today ahead of us. Hansa class, Hansa 303, EUROSAF Inclusive European Championships. This is what we're gonna see today. And now we're gonna very quickly check Garmin weather forecast to see what is ahead of us. You've heard a little bit of rain. So now, Agnieszka, can you deliver the weather forecast? You're a specialist, sailing specialist. Let's do that.
Yeah, today we have westerly light winds, which means it's offshore wind. Probably it's going to be very patchy. The athletes need to search for the areas of stronger winds. It's going to be shifty, so they need to keep their eyes open and look what's in front of them, and they cannot relax for any moment.
I thought sailing is all about relaxing.
The tourists maybe, but we have a lot of tension and they are fighting for the European champion title, so for sure they have a lot of pressure today, and they already completed the first race of the three scheduled for today, and we are going to join them for the second one.
Yes. We have information that it's a little bit less than 5 minutes to the start, so hopefully we're going to see a live feed from sailing from the water here at Gdańsk Bay. Funny story, maybe not funny, but it is Gdańsk Bay, even though we are in Gdynia right now, and everybody who likes very nice circumstances to spend time over water are very welcome to Gdynia to see LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days. Not only sailing, also attractions ashore for locals and tourists. But now we are looking at slow movement in light winds, but important information about the class is that so far in this event the same sailors were competing in the same boats, but they had the pleasure to sail single-handedly, just one of them, and now one per boat, and now they are sailing in pairs. So, and you, Agnieszka, are sailing also in pairs, obviously in 470 class. So before I'm going to ask you about how it is to join forces with another person in boat, we're going to see about the class that is racing and what races we have ahead of us.
It's worth highlighting that Polish sailors had great achievements to celebrate last year. Piotr Kula and Olga Górnaś-Grudzień won bronze medals at the Hansa 303 World Championships at the double category. In the single-handed event, Olga became a world champion among women, while Piotr won the title of a vice world champion in the open classification.
The Hansa class is an international class of fully accessible dinghies. This is the Hansa 303, which is the most populous and popular of the classes. This isn't my boat, this is a Polish boat, but this is the boat I'm using. No special modifications on it for me. It's just, I try to keep it tidy, keep it clean, keep it race-worthy. The big difference with the Hansas is the keel here. It's heavy. Whatever it is, it's heavy. Once that's dropped down, the boat can't capsize no matter the weather. So we can remain seated in the middle of the boat to right as needed, but we don't have to sit out on the side of the boat to keep it balanced. This keeps it balanced for us, and so it doesn't matter if you've got legs at work, no legs, whatever. If you're just a bit slower in terms of working with the ropes, it doesn't matter. The boat will stay upright no matter the situation. So here we're going to have 2 days of singles racing, and when that's finished we've got 2 days of doubles racing. It's not difficult. We just sit either side of the centre of the boat. There is plenty of room in there depending on the size of the person, but mostly it's not an issue. You just sit either side of the steering and you can get on with it. Yeah, it's not tricky.
Not so much space in these boats for the sailors, even for one of them, and now they are sailing both of them in one boat. Agnieszka, your boat slightly longer, 4 meters 70 centimeters. Would it be very challenging for you to race this boat with so little space inside?
Yeah, actually, today I had a chance to sit inside of this boat, and I felt so close to my teammate. This is what I said. Like, my boat is pretty short, but it's still much longer than this one. So we're like sitting with our arms touching. So I believe that you really need to understand each other, and sometimes maybe even whisper to each other's ears. What is interesting that they are sailing the same boat as a single-handed and double-handed. And I spoke with our Polish athlete, and he said that team weight is very crucial. They really try to keep the body weight low, just to keep the boat moving and sailing fast.
That's very crucial on every boat, but yes, it is. It seems that in this boat even more. So now, getting back to what is happening on the water, we see athletes preparing for start. Looks like most of the fleet is choosing right side of the starting line. To explain to those non-exactly sailing viewers, the right side, it is determined when you are looking towards where the wind is blowing from. So upwind. If it's very strong wind, your eyes just cry. Let's call it this way. Not today. Today, not so much a race, and we have start coming up in few seconds. You can see boats propelling, speeding up, and the flag of the class went down. It means the start is open, meaning they can already sail upwind, and this is exactly what happened. We see boats, and actually a little bit interesting thing, we see already one boat on port tack, meaning on the one that is the one that needs to give way, but they made a pretty quick decision to tack, and they're clear, meaning they do not interfere other boats, even though they need to give way. Yeah. They are actually okay. They do not interfere with anybody.
It looks like that before the start, probably they had the right shift. That's why they were going for starting at the race committee to stay closer to the right side of the race course. But looks like that just at the starting procedure, we had the left shift. And that's why the boats on port could easily tack in front of the starboard tackers.
We're going to play a little bit of explanatory to those who do not race daily. What does it mean left and right shift? So in the simplest words, let's say in the moment you start observing, the wind is blowing exactly from top mark, so from the mark that you need to go and around to you, and shift would be when the wind would just go towards one side or another, and this is what you, on your boat, use.
And
correct?
This is what we call a shift, and we use shifts just to sail shorter distance. So when the wind turns to the right, we are sailing on a starboard tack because this is the quickest tack towards the top mark.
Exactly. So you cannot go just straight up the wind directly to the top mark, because if you're running, you probably would run on the shortest line, straightest line to the point where you would like to get to. In sailing, you need to do somewhat of a zigzag. And this is what we saw, something that is called tack. So the boat changed and crossed the line of or direction of the wind with their bow. So now they are going, this is called port tack. On the screen, currently, the team sitting in 8th place, Tomasz Szychowiak and Agnieszka Wilczyńska, it looks like they are sitting comfortably on this left side in clear air. Another thing that we would like to point out, the boats, even though it is non-contact sport, need to avoid being in so-called bad air. So you can actually cover the wind to another boat, and this is how you can fight with another boat, correct?
Yes, and this is what we call tactics. This is a proper positioning to, on one hand, sail on a clear wind, but on the other hand, this is the ability to distract the wind from your opponents. We can compare it to cycling, but it works exactly the opposite way. So the boats that are sailing in a distracted wind are sailing much slower than the boats with the clear wind.
Yes, so the more denser, more, let's call it caloric wind that propels your boat, filling up your sails. We could have seen for a moment a team made of international crew. João Pinto and Jacek Żeglarski. They are competing as Portugal because this is determined by the helmsman, but we have Polish and Portuguese team one in the boat. So I gotta say that even though it looks like a little bit wind, but they are sailing so tight, so close to each other that I'm used to so much of physical influence of a sailor in the boat, like in Finn class that I was racing. I had so much that I could do with the boat, especially the lighter the wind was, to propel it better. It seems like here it's mostly mind game. Do you agree? Do you think that, or maybe they do have chances to give more from their own perspective of power that they give, but maybe we just don't see it? Did you try what it looks like in the boat today?
Yeah, I would say that the main rule is that the slower the boat is, the more tactical it becomes. So there are not a lot of boat differences between each boat, so it means that the positioning is more important. So this is like playing chess on the water. You don't lose a lot of distance on tacking, so we can see the boats like changing tacks frequently, depends on the wind shift.
I completely and totally agree with you, because sometimes when you see boats and sailors doing so many tacks, obviously within the rules, but there are rules that forbid you to make too many tacks, because tack properly done in the light wind can propel your boat. Jury would look for it and to see if this was actually reasonable decision to make a tack, or it is just to gain extra speed to your boat. Here it looks like they need to use 1,000,000% of their brains, because, as you said, the boat is just slow. So this is the most what they can get from the boat is their brain and tactics. In first position, looks like it, Piotr Kula and Karolina Dębc. Piotr already secured gold medal in single-handed class this week in EUROSAF Inclusive European Championships. Now seems like sailing in pairs is equally comfortable to Piotr. We need to remember that this is just the beginning of the race, and maybe not everything can happen, but still a lot can be done.
Yeah, I can mention, we can see the position of Piotr. I spoke with him today morning, and I said, when I look at your pictures, you seems to be very relaxed. You just lean your hand on a boat and you keep going. He said, no, this is on purpose, because to make the boat sailing faster, I need to lean forward.
So he's pressing the boat with the hand.
He's pressing the boat. He looks relaxed, but actually all his muscles are working, and this position is very uncomfortable, but it's made on purpose.
So we can explain it a little bit this way, that to the viewers, try to reach with your hand ahead of you, let's say on the table, and press it as hard as possible down, and hold it like this.
And pull yourself forward.
Up.
Yes.
Okay, and just hold it like this for 15 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's a little bit like planking, but with straight arms ahead of your face.
Yeah, and we are speaking about the people with disabilities. They are
Exactly.
like superheroes.
Exactly, and we know that they need to have as light body weight as possible, which also requires quite a lot of persistence in any diet and healthy lifestyle. But sailing is such a beautiful sport that it actually enables all of these things, and the perseverance is one of the traits of sailors. And now we actually see how the crew, Piotr Kula and Karolina Dębc, passed the top mark. followed by very quickly checking Olga Górnaś-Grudzień and Tomasz Makaruk. Olga is also well recognized and seasoned sailor with many world and European titles, so not a very big surprise that they are in second place. Another Polish crew in third position, Michał Urtonowski and Janusz Wilczyński. I wonder, did you get any feedback on what do they do on downwinds now? We heard about upwinds, that they need to put weight forward, and it looks like they are doing very similar thing on the downwind.
Yeah, they still lean forward, and we can see that they are also looking backwards for the more pressure. This is very crucial. We can see Piotr all the time turning behind and checking if he's sailing in a good pressure, or maybe he should sail in another direction. So now I think that his position sitting on a lead, quite comfortable points lead,
Yes,
shows that he doesn't need to do any extra moves. He just needs to control the fleet, the boats that are behind him, to secure the second European title.
Yes, they had 6 points of advantage after 5 races. So it looks like this lead is gonna extend. You mentioned that the crew is looking quite a lot backwards, to the back, so where the wind comes from. And when I'm coaching other competitors sailing now, I always tell them your future on the downwind is behind you. And I hope that they remember it thanks to this. So to our viewers, sailors constantly, they do not stare to the back. Obviously, they need to also control what is ahead of them, but they constantly are checking to the back. And another challenge that I can see here is sailors are pretty low over the water level. If you look at it, that's not even a meter. That's probably something like 70 centimeters where the eye level is over the water. The lower you are, the harder it is to spot what is happening on the water. For example, 49er sailors or your crew, especially on a trapeze and 470, you are pretty high with the position boat, so it's so much easier to spot. I really admire how they can make very good tactical decisions, having so little information from the observation points they have. We're gonna see. Hopefully in a moment how the points look like that you have mentioned. So yeah, as you said, Piotr and Karolina sitting with a comfortable lead after previous race. I mentioned 6 points, but it looks like updated results say even more, because 8 points of advantage. So 10 boats racing here. And as you can see from all over the Europe in this regatta, we are having the pretty diverse situation in here.
Yeah, but we can see the huge representation of Polish athletes, and they are led by the great coach Grzegorz Prokopowicz, who is running the fleet and encourage more and more athletes to try sailing on this specially prepared boat.
Actually, we have mentioned the light body weight of athletes is pretty crucial, and Grzegorz is a very good dietitian. I had the pleasure of working with him myself. We are actually from one club where I started in Mrągowo, and I know that also he leads the sailors and encourages them to keep very, very good diet. I'm not talking about strict diet, because sustainable diet is not only let's say low calories when you need it, but also by sustainable it must be tasty. And as I heard, sailors enjoy this lifestyle. Whoever starts working with Grzegorz, not only sailing wise but also diet wise, they are having very good time and increase their sailing abilities through this. So it seems like it's a win-win both for life and for sailing here. Agnieszka, it seems like it's a good moment to actually talk about this cooperation and synchronization between helm and crew. you in your boat sit behind your crew. Here, sailors sit next to each other. But I wonder, how long does it take? Well, you are on world-class Olympic level. How long does it take to synchronize with a new crew, let's say, when you change the crew? How long does it take? More like weeks or more like, let's wait for seasons to be synchronized?
I would say it depends on a person and on our ability to learn. I would say that there is no certain time. As more is better. So at some point the experience pays, and now I'm sailing with a new crew. We started just a few months ago, and we spent a lot of time on synchronizing our movements, because on a boat we need to work like one body, and because we have a lot of weight difference, there's a huge weight difference between us. It's around 20 kilograms. So it's very important to communicate. So we work exactly at the same time. We heel the boat on one side or another, because there is no other way to sail the boat fast. We just need to behave like one body.
So if you would be doing contrary moves, your boat would just go slower in simplest sense.
Yeah, exactly. And we are using our body weight to steer the boat. So if we are not synchronized, then I need to use more rudder blade, which slows the boat down. That's why it's crucial to practice and to make it to the perfection.
To make a little bit of explanatory for those who maybe spent sailing time on maybe bigger boats or maybe haven't been sailing at all but enjoy our live broadcast from LOTTO Gdynia sailing days, what Aga mentioned, steering the boat with the heel, not with the rudder blade, meaning because the rudder blade, it is in the water, it's a foil in the water, but if you move it to the side, it works like a brake, right?
Like a handbrake, yes.
So if you now look at the screen and you see boats heeled to the left, let's say, in the most simple way to explain it, the shape of the bottom means that the way the water goes on the boat, now we see the boat heeled to the right way, the way the water flows through the bottom of the boat, which is not straight, it is a little bit like round, the particular particles of water want to go around, so they go like on the circle a little bit. So now this boat wants to go to the left more. So when we want to turn left, it is just easier for the boat like this. But if you would do contrary moves to your crew and put it to the other side, let's say you want to go left, but now the boat would be heeled towards the camera, saying, let's say, then the boat would like to go to the right, but you would like to go yourself to the left, and then you would be fighting with your own boat, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And fighting your own boat is never a good option. And we can see that when the sailors are sailing stronger winds, they actually together lean on a windward side of the boat to make it flat, because boat sails fast when it's flat.
Exactly.
That's why they cannot just sit in one position. They need to participate in this heeling on a boat.
And let us all be reminded that we are talking about athletes with disabilities, which means that not all of these things that we talk about is just straightforward and so easy. They need to find ways to make it happen with the abilities that they have. Even more so, it makes this sailing and what seems to be so easy, but this is the actually paradox of all the high-level sports. From point of your couch, it looks like it's so easy, and so many viewers often think, I could do it exactly the same way. I also, sometimes when I look at athletes, for example, doing cross-country skiing, which I like doing myself, it looks so easy, so smooth, like, yeah, like kind of can do the same thing. But then I go actually on training and I'm losing my breath, and I know that I'm not doing any of the moves any close to what they do. The same happens here. I'm pretty sure that if you and me would go now in this boat, it would take us a little bit of time to actually understand what we need to do, and we would be outplayed by every single one of these sailors who are practicing this daily, and they have their moves and their knowledge about it made to perfection.
I
In
think
the
that first of all, Piotr will fight for steering because you are the skipper and I am the skipper.
Oh yeah, we would have to
And
play some, scissors, stone, scissors, paper, stone, scissors, all this kind of stuff.
Exactly, and here actually they steer through the joystick. They even call it a joystick, and it's fixed like in the middle of the boat.
So it's even like actual fight between the two. Like,
Exactly.
hey, no, I want it. No, I want that. Okay. Well, it seems like they do not fight on the water anymore. It seems like it looks very smooth for them. And in the meantime, sailors are rounding top mark after second upwind. So it seems that they are going to be getting close to finishing this particular race. Nothing changed in top in the lead position. Still the same what we had so far. So Piotr Cichocki
is going to add this the next victory. What is interesting that in a 6 races that they already sailed, he win 5 of them.
Yes,
Just in the first
Demps.
race, yes, he made a false start. That's why this results might be excluded. But all the rest races, at the moment, he looks like it's unbeatable, and he's leading the race that we follow close to the finish line.
It seems like more crews were eager to start, because in first race we had actually 6 OCSs, meaning own course site. That's the abbreviation. So very quick explanatory. The sailing procedure, starting procedure, usually 5 minutes long, means that in the end of this procedure you need to cut through the starting line, looking from under the wind, let's call it. So if you look towards where the wind is blowing, this is from where you need to cross the line. The line is between race committee boat and another boat on the left side of the starting line. And if you are a little bit too eager or too quick, you are disqualified from this race. And it seems like majority of the boats were actually eager. We actually see a little bit of wind picked up here in Gdynia, because the boats are going way faster. You're right, they look like they're laying on a boat, but they're not really laying. They're just putting their
Congratulations. Smiles, finally.
new European champions, Karolina Demps and Piotr Cichocki, so representing Poland. Piotr is adding another gold medal to his achievements of this week.
Is it confirmed that we are not? No, it's confirmed. Yes. Congratulations to Piotr and Karolina. 2 European titles in 1 week for Piotr.
We were speaking about Grzegorz Prokopowicz, the coach, passing Polish flag to the winners. And another boat on the finish line. It seems to be. We need to have a little bit of confirmation who has passed the finish line in second place. This is going to be a little bit tricky to see.
I think that Olga was sailing on the second position.
Olga Górnaś-Grudzień and Tomasz Makaruk in second place. They were 9th before this race, so this will place them probably 1 or 2 positions higher. Exactly, we have confirmation that this is the crew.
Interesting fact, Olga is also sailing with Piotr. They also won a world champion title before sailing together. So now they split, and they made two separate teams.
Exactly, and we know that they were representing Poland in Olympic Games. This class, Hansa 303, used to be Olympic class when sailing was in Paralympic events at the Olympics. Now is not, but there are attempts and tries to put sailing back at the Olympic Games. We had pretty interesting situations when Portuguese and French crews were fighting like lions to get ahead of each other on the finish line. So leaders went a little bit further, but in the positions a little bit in the back, they were fighting for very, very close to each other. Now sailors seem to be going back ashore. We're going to wait for final confirmations of the results and information about silver and bronze medal. The situation before, especially on the positions second and third, looked very tight because both these teams were collected 13 points. This is pretty narrow racing. I wonder how you calculate these last moments. Let's say you finished the race and you need to look back and calculate quickly the positions. Do you manage? Do you even look in the medal race and see who finished how to make a calculation, or you prefer to wait until the regatta committee both displays the final finishing order?
No, actually, I prepare before the last race, and I write down on my boom the points from my close opponents. Just simply for the risk management, for example, on a second upwind. If I'm in the front of them, then I know which boats I want to follow, not to let them overtake me.
So you would give away win in the race?
Exactly.
If somebody who would win this race cannot actually take your position in overall standings, correct?
Yeah, there is no need to take unnecessary risk just to win a race. You don't need to win every race to win a regatta.
As long as you control the people who were, let's say, in second or third position and you were leading and you want to keep the lead in the race, in the regatta, you would just control them.
Yeah, exactly. This is the format that usually I'm sailing because now we can see also that another Olympic classes are using different formats. And for example, they are sailing just the one final race, and the winner of this race is winning the whole regatta. So then there is completely different strategy. But in a format in 470 class where we collect the points and the points matters, then we can think about a little bit more about the strategy to compare to our main opponents, and we can give up the winning of the race.
Exactly. We had a situation yesterday, actually, in 470 Junior World Championships, when the distances in points, the differences in points were flattened. So it was reduced to 18 points between leader and last boat sailing in medal races to make it more interesting. Fortunately, it also remained fair because the leaders and the top three boats who collected less points, they did have advantage still for the medal races series. So thanks to that, it was more interesting, but still rewarded those who had a very big week by winning more races than the others. We have replays from today's races. Hopefully we're gonna see updated results to confirm. We know that winning crew, we can confirm that they have won the races because there was no OCS, there was no situation in which we would know that they were disqualified, which would give them just 11 extra points if they did. But the start was clear, there was no infringement, so the way they finished, it secured them win in EUROSAF Inclusive European Championships. So now actually on the screen, Piotr Kula and Karolina Dębc, we know that they have won the regatta, claiming gold medal in the championships. But now the most important and interesting thing is what has happened with the silver and bronze. This was a fight between Michał Dżugan and Patrycja Plakla they were in second, but tied points with the French team Bril Lelou. We would have to see, but it seems to me that French team finished behind the Polish, and if that is so, it would mean that the way they approached the final race, it would be the final results. We have to wait until results confirm, and we need to check very quickly. Probably the French team that was finishing somewhere around 7th didn't claim silver, but
should
also
be enough to keep the bronze medal.
Should be enough to be still in medal position. If this confirms, we're gonna be able to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what is happening. Perhaps we will be able to also, in the meantime, as we wait, see a little bit of information how this played out. In the meantime, we had also opportunity to see very nice and tender congratulations between inside the crew for a good race. This is When it comes down to emotions, actually, on top of results, at least to me, the most important thing in sailing was the feeling that I was getting from it. Obviously, the thrill of racing was very important, the adrenaline on the morning of race day. It was so, very, very important, but the niceness, let's say, and what I was getting from all around the results as well was it. I wonder, what is more important to you, the results you get or the process of the entire sailing? What keeps you going?
Of course, when we prepare for the regatta, we think about the results, and this is our main motivation, but I'm already experienced athlete, and now I admire my path towards the goal. So I try to make every day count. Every day, after every day, I want to feel satisfied from what I'm doing. And I can tell you, we've seen the two athletes on the boat. This is a huge advantage when you're sailing with someone and you can share the happiness than compared when you're alone on the boat.
This happiness has been actually expressed very widely in here, and we have another video that we would like to show to you from sailors of Hansa 303. What do they say and how their sailing looks like? So stay with us for this video.
Hello, my name is João Pinto. I'm a Hansa sailor from Portugal. I'm here in the EUROSAF representing my country. Unfortunately, I'm the only Portuguese amongst all the classes that are in this EUROSAF championships. We started the racing with singles. The conditions were with very, very low winds, but my performance was quite good. I'm happy with the results. In the doubles, I have a little heavy crew, so it's more difficult to be ahead, but still I managed to make a couple of good races. I think it's great to have the opportunity of these para-inclusive classes to be amongst the Olympic classes, these young guys that are not used to see people in our condition to sail. And I think I love these type of opportunities, and people can get to see that we are just as they are when we are sailing, when we are setting the boats, and I think that it's very important and for people in general, but especially sailors and trainers, to see that we are the same. We have the same qualities, the same difficulties. It's just different boats. Yeah, it's really nice to have opportunities like this. As the 303 class, it's a boat. They're trying to put this boat in the future Paralympic class. Let's hope that in 2032 in Brisbane we have parasailing again in the Paralympics. And it's a quite simple boat, but I think that's the greatest advantage, because you don't have much setting to do on the boat. And when you're sailing, it's easy to have a fast boat. So you will make the difference by your decisions, by your readings, and all about your knowledge. It's the most important thing of this boat. So I like this boat because of this. Of course, as I started sailing before my injury, and I'm used to boat with more specific settings, or with more difficulties in the preparation of the boat, but this makes this boat, the fact that we don't have all these difficulties and all these technicalities makes this boat special. And when you go and watch a race, you see the top guys usually are always the same, so it has nothing to do with the settings and all of that. It's all about decision making and reading, strategy, and all of that. I think it's a great boat because of all of these aspects.
All right, perfect. I think that we have.
We have heard that the reading of the wind strategy and tactical decisions play the biggest factor in winning in Hansa class. Settings, not that much, settings of the equipment, little bit extra factor play the settings in 470. Now we're gonna go to a little bit of highlights of what happened yesterday here in Gdynia, 470 Junior World Championships, and actually very good tactics of the winners from Italy, who in series of 2 medal races claimed gold from third position. They went up to first, claiming both under 21 and under 24 World Junior Championships. Agnieszka, this is your class. How many years you spent in this class?
Too many.
Too many to count. We know that it is very important to synchronize the crew. We now see Japanese crew on trapeze. Actually, I tried a few times trapeze. I don't know how you guys are doing this with just like... I had to stand with my legs spread so much not to lose my balance. And your crew is doing it, sometimes even one leg for moments, but the feet are so close to each other and you are actually propelling the boat like this. So even bigger respect to what is happening. And these guys had even less time to master this because they are still juniors, but it still looks like this tack, impeccable.
Yes, but they are very competitive also in a seniors fleet. Now when the 470 turned into mix, we can see the young teams being very challenging to the older ones. And the oldest from the fleet are already retired, so this is kind of new opening. I think that it's a surprise that the Italian team won both titles, under 21 and under 23. But there is a really strong fleet in Italy. They have a strong senior fleet and a strong junior fleet. So I think it's much easier when you can learn from the older friends. You can watch how they are doing, and they really benefit from having a really strong fleet in Italy.
You could have seen that yesterday and tell by this what you're saying that the Italian team was very, very consequent. Actually, in 2 medal races, they sailed 4 times upwinds. And actually, what happens quite often in sailing, all of these times, the right side of the course was paying better. So there was a little bit more pressure and a little bit better, longer shifts. So even now you can see that they've been trying to get to the right side. And their closest opponents, meaning Israeli team and French. Now we can see actually Israeli team approaching the top mark. This is probably even last upwind. They approached from left side. They a little bit left their opponents alone. So let them, what you said, that you need to manage the risks. So they chose another opponents, but they opened the way for Italian team to get to the right side, get extra pressure, get extra speed, and they used it very, very beautifully. So this experience that they're getting from more seasoned sailors actually pays off, what you said.
Yeah, I think it's also about the format. You really need to count your points quickly between those 2 races. And I believe that the Israeli and French just focus too much on each other and they just let the Italians go.
And because of this, now we're going to hear from winners of both under 21 and under 24 World Championships in Junior 470. So here's their win in their own words.
Hello, we are Lisa Vucetti and Vittorio Bonifacio, Italy 7, and we just won the Junior World Championship. We have a lot of emotions going on since the last 2 medal races were really tough because we were close with the points with the Israeli and the France, but at the end we managed to secure our win.
We try to stay consistent in the results, not do so much up and downs, but just like going on a straight line. We had good results, we had less results, less bad results, let's say, and we gave everything in the medal races, and this paid off.
This is not our first medal, but for sure it's probably the most important one that we won so far, since it's an Olympic class, and so we are really happy with our results of this week.
throughout the week we had different conditions going from 2 to 3 knots to like 14 and 15 knots. We preferred medium winds with the Oscar flag, so pumping. We felt the boat with a good speed, and yes, we were consistent with the results with those conditions, especially. Yes, as you said, we have the Europeans coming in 2 days, so we are ready. We are going to rest for a few days, and then we are going to give everything in Ida.
You can tell by the smiley faces of Giulia and Vittorio how much they enjoyed their week here, and I can tell why Vittorio likes free pumping by the level of his fitness for sure. So these were the winners of yesterday finished 470 Junior World Championships here at LOTTO Gdynia Sailing Days. And in the meantime, we have official results of EUROSAF Inclusive European Championships in Hansa 303 in double-handed, and we can confirm that. Well, first position we already knew, Piotr Kula and Karolina Dębc in gold medal. Michał Dżugan and Patrycja Klakla, they have secured their silver medal, 2 points advantage over French team Gauthier Bril and Nicolas Leloup. This is the podium of this regatta.
Yeah, the last race was very tight, and the French team didn't do it really well. They finished 8th, but that was enough to secure the bronze medal with 2 points advantage over the 4th place.
This is the specifics of sailing when you count all the points from all your week or few days of races, that actually every little counts. And this is exactly what happened in here. Leaders stayed in lead, and silver and bronze medal were actually decided, maybe not in the last race, but in the series of races. The last one, we just remember it the most. So now we're gonna, well, congratulations to medal winners and to everyone who was racing in this regatta here today in Gdynia. And now let's look at what is ahead of us still today. We have another thing coming, faster sailing. We said that Hansa sailors sail a little bit only with their eye level over the water. Now we're gonna see very soon a test event in Formula Wing, where they are not only standing upright in their boards, but also they are on wing foils, which lift their boards even higher, so they have a bigger view on the water. We're gonna try to show it to you, but we need to see and consult with the race committee whether there is enough wind for them to start. We know from regatta officials and from the class that usually they try to make a limit of 10 knots for racing because of the wing foils. Very quick explanation. How could we explain what is wing foil and why it needs extra speed?
Actually, the riders, they ride on a board, and this board needs to lift over the water. And for this to happen, they need a certain speed, and they create the speed from the wind. So we need the wind blowing just to accelerate the board, and then the board lifts over the water and they start flying.
But we've been told that regatta organizers, let's say, demand a little bit more from riders, from athletes, so they would add much more to the wings from their power by pumping these wings so much more to propel their boards. And this is what has been happening here in this regatta. Despite light wind, they've been racing also in 8 knots. Unfortunately, they have secured the qualifying series. We needed 7 races minimum to constitute the qualifying series. They made 8 in women, and I think 9 or 10 in men. And thanks to this, we have a chance to show the final and semi-final and quarter-final series today. But stay with us and tune for later, because if the races happen, we will show them to you for sure. And for now, thank you so much.
Ekspres losy! Ekspres o tym tempie. Ekspresowo uśmiecha się los. O, jak pięknie lecą worki z kasą, kiedy czermany w oko wpadają. A tobie co przyniesie los?